Morning everybody, how are we? So something I get asked quite regularly over on TikTok is about part-time jobs in London, making money while you're still like auditioning as a performer, etc, etc. So I thought I could do a video which is basically going to take you through like a month of money in August and taking you to like a couple of my jobs that I do to survive. So like a lot of performers, instead of committing to like a full-time job, I have several part-time jobs which are like low commitment, casual hours, which is good because it means that you're not locked into anything. But then the shit thing is you're not locked into anything, so there's no guarantee of work or hours. So we just, every month looks different and it's always just kind of like a balancing act, to be honest. So it's currently Friday of August, week 1, and I am working at what I would consider job number 1 today. Which is a box office assistant for a theatre company. So I work in the box offices across several West End theatres. So I am at Back to the Future today and I'm doing a 10-hour shift there. So nice long shift, good money, and it's quite a nice place to work. So I am just out on my lunch break, and because box office days are quite long and they could very easily become me literally just sitting on my ass for 10 hours, I do like to take myself out on lunch, grab a coffee and go for a little bit of a walk. I decided to walk around Trafalgar Square today, although the fountains aren't actually on, so it's not as scenic as it usually is. So as I said, today I'm working at the box office at one of the West End theatres that I work at. And the reason I call this job number 1 is because it is the job that typically provides like the most work, the most consistency, the most money. And therefore, this is the job that I tend to make myself available for the most, more so than the other jobs, because again, there's just more consistency, more money, and it's easier. However, from the months of like January till about April of this year, they took on new full-time staff. That meant that the hours that the casual staff would normally get went down quite a lot, and it became a lot more inconsistent, which meant that I had to pick up job number 2, which is working as an inventory clerk. And for anyone who doesn't know what an inventory clerk is, it's basically someone who will go into a property either right before someone moves in or right after they've moved out to basically just give an update on the condition of the flat. And if someone moved into a flat and the dining table was in perfect condition, but then when they move out it's all of a sudden broken and scratched up, it would be my responsibility to put that in the report. So that job's good because again, it's casual, you can choose your own hours and you can kind of work as much as you want to. The issue with that job is that you are having to travel to all the properties, and if you don't have a car in London, it can be really stressful to try to make it to all the properties on time. And then if like the first property of the day is running late, then you're like chasing your tail the whole day. So that's kind of like the setback to that job, whereas at least working in a box office, you're in the same building the entire day, you know. But as I said, because the box office job got so dry for the first chunk of the year, that's when I then had to rely more on the inventory job, and that was like my main source of income in the months of like, I would say, April and a little bit of May. So again, it's just good to have these other jobs that you can rely on if one of them ends up kind of drying up a little bit. Also, my new coffee fixation, I like going to Black Sheep and adding a lion's mane shot to my coffee. It doesn't taste like anything, I think it just adds to the creaminess of it. But I'm getting older now and I feel like my body just hates me all the time. So anything I can add to my coffee to make it a little bit more functional and good for the body, I'm all for it, babes. I'm all for it. Oh, we're back at Cabaret because I've been walking in circles. Morning everybody, it is now the following week. We just spent the entire weekend at Edinburgh Fringe, had an amazing time. Got back to London really late last night, and then we're straight back to job number 1 today. I'm working 28 hours this week at job number 1. So this is a week where I probably won't do any of the other jobs because 28 hours is like a good amount, it's good pay. So I don't necessarily need to worry about like, you know, other things. Also, when we left London on Saturday, it was a lot colder than this. And then when we arrived back last night, I was like, oh fuck, we're back in a heat wave, which is yeah, not ideal, to be honest.
And London Charing Cross. This train has 10 coaches.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Yeah. Alright. I'll come back shortly.
Good morning, everybody. It's 2 days later. I'm heading into work. I think I'm at Hercules today for like 10 hours, so long day. Beef is going to doggy daycare today, aren't you? Doggy daycare? I'm just trying to force him to go to the loo before we get him on a train. Yes? Because no peepees on the train? No. No. Doggy daycare. Good morning. Good morning. I say good morning. It's like after 12. So I was chatting to you yesterday on the way to work, taking Beef to doggy daycare. Today's the day off, which we love. It's also been a very, very slow start to the morning because I've not been sleeping great. I've had like a shit night's sleep every night this week, which I don't love that. I would like to sleep, you know. But I thought I could use this opportunity to talk to you about the other streams of income I have. I say streams of income very loosely because they are things that like I don't rely on in any way, because they fluctuate so much month to month. So far we've spoken about job one, which is like working across all the theatres and the box offices and stuff. Job number two is the inventory job, which again, like for some months I was relying on really heavily. At the moment, because the box office thing is really busy, I'm not really doing that at all. Third thing I would say is TikTok, because I am monetized on TikTok and I do make a little bit of money over there, but I don't rely on making a certain amount on TikTok because it would literally be like trying to control the weather. It is so not up to you. Obviously, like the more work you put in terms of the amount of videos you're putting up, the more likely you're gonna like yield a reward from that. But now I have a lot more of a casual approach to TikTok, which is maybe means I post like one video a day or one video every 2 days, or then if I get like a surge of like creativity or energy, I might go back to like 2 a day for a couple of days. But I don't force myself to stick to a strict schedule anymore because I found that it just wasn't good for my mental health and I was just on my phone 24/7. But I woke up this morning to, I think, £98 I received from TikTok for the month of July. And then for the month of August, I think I'm going to be getting like closer to 150 or something. So that's kind of the average from TikTok month to month. The next thing is teaching. So I teach singing over Zoom. But again, I treat that on a very casual basis because no one can really afford to have a singing lesson once a week. And it's very irregular. Therefore, I treat it very casually. And, you know, some weeks I might have an influx of like 4 or 5 people who need a lesson because there's like an audition coming up. Or I found that like during drama school audition season I was a lot busier because a lot of the people I teach are kind of like drama school audition age. The last thing I would say is worth mentioning is performing. And I say that because I've been very lucky that I think every single month from the start of this year I have made a little bit of money every single month from performing in some shape or form, whether it's been like a gig here or a gig there. We were filming for a project kind of like across March and April time. Last month we were in a recording studio doing bits and we had rehearsals for that, so again I got money from that. I did an Other Palace gig the month before, so like every single month there has been something where I've got like a lovely like £200 here, £100 there, and again like all this stuff just makes a difference. But like month to month it can look so different, but we do it because we love it. Morning everybody, it is the next day and it is shift 3 of 3 at the box offices this week. I am at My Neighbour Totoro all day today. I quite like that theatre, so that'll be nice. I got a haircut yesterday and I have to say I am absolutely obsessed because I basically walked in with pictures of mullets and I was like, I don't want you to give me a full-on mullet, but I want you to like shape it similarly to a mullet, but just not too severe because I'm getting headshots done tomorrow. So I just wanted like a bit of shape and I love it. I love it! Morning everybody. I suppose it is now technically week 3 of August. I am working a nice wee short 4-hour shift today at Back to the Future, but I don't start till 12, which means that I have time to go to the gym this morning, which is great. This week is like an okay week for shifts. I've been given, I think, like 22 hours in the box offices, which is not bad, but I might try to advertise some singing lessons this week and try to push for a couple of lessons on one of the days that I have free potentially, because when I do that I typically do get maybe like 1 or 2 people who do end up having a lesson, and then that money supplements what would have been like another box office day, you know, so we'll see. Whew. Gym done, home, shower, bacon bagel, tick. Now out the door again, heading to Back to the Future. I'm at Back to the Future today. Morning everybody. It's the same week. It's Thursday. Full day at Matilda today. Louis heading into the office.
Hello. I'm going to a matinee.
He's going to a matinee of Maiden Voyage at Southwark Playhouse, is it? Southwark Playhouse, and then Beef's going to doggy daycare again, so nice little day today. Morning everybody, what's the crack? Guys, I am well aware this video is probably so boring because I can't actually film properly when I'm in work, so every video was basically just me walking to work, telling you that I'm going to work. But anyway, I'm going to work. I'm at my neighbour Totoro today. It's a Saturday. I quite like working on a Saturday, to be fair, because I usually, like, I'm not a big drinker. Well, not a big drinker, I don't drink at all, so I'm not typically one to go out on a Saturday anyway, so a Saturday is usually a bit of a nothing day for me anyway, so I may as well go to work, you know what I mean? Here we are at my neighbour Totoro, or Totoro, everyone says it different ways, I don't know which way is right. But yeah, here all day today, and then a lovely little day off tomorrow. Oh, hi guys, I've just finished that shift. That drag today, I think it could have been because I haven't had any water for the last couple of hours, so I just felt like every molecule of moisture had left my body by the end of the shift, and I was like brain dead. But another shift done, so this was like a 22-hour week, which again is like fine. Like anything above like 20 hours we can kind of work with, but then next week I've been given like 18, and then the following week it's like 9 or something like that. So it's those weeks that fall below 20, that's when we really have to start thinking about, like, you know, seeing if the inventory people have anything going, or if there's like singing lessons that I can teach, like, you know, all the extras, you know.
Waterloo and City lines. Also change here.
Morning everybody, it is now the 4th and final week of August. I am working 18 hours this week. I'm at Matilda all day today and Matilda all day, I think, Friday. So it's a decent wee week. As I said last week, any week that falls under like 20 hours is when I go a bit like, ooh. But I did teach a singing lesson on Monday, and I think I'm teaching another singing lesson tomorrow. So things like that are handy because it just helps supplement the hours you're not getting at the office, you know. Dream show, dream show, dream show, dream show, dream show. Let me be in it, let me be in it. Morning everybody, it is now Friday, and I suppose this is technically the last day of making money in August because it's the 31st, like tomorrow or the next day, and this is my last shift of the week. This is the first time I've needed to wear a jacket out of the house, which is exciting. Autumn is coming, babes. But yeah, it's been a quiet week. Worked at Matilda all day Wednesday, taught a singing lesson on Monday, taught a singing lesson yesterday, and then at Matilda all day today.
Teaching library.
Guys, what do? Do I like, do I wait for them to cross or should I? Hi everyone. Oh, okay, I'll cross. Thank you so much. Hello everybody, what's the crack? So it is the next day and in a turn of events, I have just done a inventory clerk job today. As you can probably tell by this video, I don't do them that often, and one of the reasons I don't do them that often is because it's just not really worth my while money-wise, because you can invoice, I think it's up to like between 40 to maybe £55 per property, but when you're only getting one property and then you're having to travel to the other side of London to do it, you can invoice for 50 quid, but you might have to spend 20 quid just to get there, and your travel isn't covered. So that's why I don't typically do them anymore, especially because I always tend to get sent to North London. But on this particular property, they had someone, I think, cancel last minute, or they just needed it done urgently, and they were offering £100 for this one property. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it, because they had the day free. So I've literally just finished the property, and now I need to bring the keys back to the letting agency, but I need to go buy envelopes and pens to write the address on the envelope, put the keys in the envelope and post it back to the letting agency, because they are now closed. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'm going to go get the fuck out of North London, because I really don't like North London. Okay, so I'm home. I'll not show you like the address because that's probably like illegal, but you have to do this paperwork and do a full report of all the rooms. Excuse me. You have to do a full report with pictures of everything. So it's like quite a lot of paperwork. The good thing about it being the other side of London is that I was able to do most of this on the train. I'm just finishing off now, but yeah, that's a report. Send it off. Invoice for 100 quid. Done, babes. That's it. Guys, that's the end of the video. Louis, do you have anything to say? Basically doing a YouTube video which has been a month of making money. So I've basically been taking them to work with me for the last month.
How's that going for you?
It's been alright. It's been a bit boring for them because it's mostly just been me walking to and from the theatres. There's been a few singing lessons taught, and then there was an inventory today.
Right.
So it's been like, it's been probably a very boring video, to be real with you.
But you've got an announcement next month.
Is it? Do I? For which thing? Oh, yes! All to be revealed. But yeah, guys, it's a mad one. It's a mad one. August has been, you know, it's been real.
But it's coming into spooky season.
It's coming into spooky season. I had my first pumpkin spice latte today.
But more importantly, we as a house have put films into our little Dorothy basket, and we are selecting a film each, and then we're voting which film we want to watch that night.
We're ticking off horror movies for the next basically 2 months.
Yeah.
What we watched Strange Darlene last night.
Yeah, what we thought.
It was good. 3.5. Great twist. I feel like all horror movies now are doing this like Wes Anderson, like colourful type of like weird psychological stuff, but I don't mind it.
I love it.
But anyway, we've just ordered Wingstop. Bye, August. See you later. Subscribe, by the way.